Good morning, and welcome back to Junkyard Mook. I'm your host, Junkyard Mook. I'm sure many of you guys recognize this now filthy truck. This is my 1989 F150 that I got a year and a half ago or so. It's got the 2-tank, 302, beautiful red interior. As you can see, it's in really good shape still on the exterior too. But I decided this guy has been sitting for long enough and I wanted to pull it back out of the shed, wash it up, and get this running good again. I've been dealing with a battery draw somewhere, so we've been looking at that. As you can see, we've got multimeter out testing everything already. I would have a fully charged battery, put it in there, and overnight it would go dead. And this is just trying to move it around our farm. And we put a booster pack on it, it'd start, and then you take the booster pack off and it'd die. So that told me it was something with the alternator. And we got the multimeter out and it confirmed that. It looks like it's always on, it's always drawing power. Do you want to show them what you're seeing? I was explaining that the alternator seems to be a problem and that there was a permanent draw from the battery.
It goes, negative stays where it is, positive goes to the multimeter, and then to the battery, and you don't want to exceed 10 amps, so make sure you don't ever turn the key on or you'll blow the fuse inside your multimeter. And what we were seeing was when I plugged the alternator in, maybe I did pop my fuse earlier. Part of it might be the fact that that battery has a little charge in it now, so it's actually running on its own, so I'm not properly reading the circuit. Moral of the story, when I unplugged the alternator, it went from 3.5 amps down to like 0.1, which meant that that's where our draw was, and that for some reason the field was staying energized on the alternator. So we need to figure out what's going on there. The problem we're facing right now is that the alternator is just not charging. The other strange thing is, as I'm testing this is a Ford 2G alternator. It was in pretty much all Ford 80s vehicles. We've got a yellow wire, a white wire with a black stripe, and a green wire. The yellow and the white with the black stripe are going to have 12 volts at all times, 12.2 volts. And our center pin is 12.2 volts, and our reference wire is 0 volts. So when I go turn the key, that should turn to 12, and if it does, our wiring is good.
11.8.
That'll do her. So that's all working. So our wiring, at least on that harness, is good. There is a second connector on 2G alternators down here, which is the one that goes to the battery, which does have a little corrosion on them. So this has 2 black wires with an orange stripe and one, I believe it to be black with a yellow stripe, but a third smaller wire, and those all also go to 12 volt. And that's the one that actually connects to the battery. So let me clean these up a little bit. Maybe that's just our problem, is we don't have good connection here. This worked when we parked it this spring, so I don't know why it wouldn't. Man, that key sucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it won't. I can hear the field charging on the alternator. Listen to the difference. Quiet, and then once I plug it in, you'll hear whir, whir. Ready? So it's closing, it's just not charging. Oh, it's trying to charge 0.3 volts. So If I had to guess, the regulator, the internal regulator failed.
Oh.
So it's trying to charge, it's just not doing it properly. More hammer. It is the alternator that's bad. So the regulator within it, which honestly, it's hot. That sucker's hot. Hang on, let me look at the thing.
Air.
Alright, here we go. Your alternator is the hottest thing in the engine bay. She's unhappy internally, so add that to the to-do list for this video.
Yeah. Alright, let's kill it. Nice, Kevin.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, in typical Junkyard Mook fashion, I dove headfirst into the chaos. So we're gonna pause, rewind a bit, and actually talk about what's going on. The alternator was an unexpected hiccup, but I'm gonna explain what's going on, what this truck is, and everything. If you haven't already seen this truck, I do have an episode of it. I'll tag it above. But this is my 1989 F150 Lariat, XLT Lariat. It is originally from Texas, brought up here to be driven around by the original owner's grandson for a few years for school. This truck is in great shape, the interior included, pretty good for a 1989. It is completely filthy right now because it's been in storage in one of our sheds, so giving it a bath is on the schedule today. But under the hood we've got a 302, which is actually supposedly its second engine.
How many miles are on this?
I can't remember. 57.
157,000,
Yep.
supposedly.
But it doesn't run that great, and there's a lot of changes I would like to make, so I've got big plans for this truck. Are you ready for this?
No.
Well, that too bad. Can I offer you some pliers to help?
No, that's fine. I got my own. Hunguard.
All right, so what we're actually planning on doing is getting all this EFI stuff out of here, and we're gonna replace it with something a lot better.
More EFI stuff.
Well, yeah.
But not poop-ass 1989 rudimentary nut welded to a stick
Yeah.
EFI.
So the first thing we're gonna do is clean this truck up so we're not leaning into dirt and everything, and it looks nicer. And then I'll show you what we got. Okay. Now, a quick word from this video's sponsor, ShipStation. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that we took a break from selling our merch. We wanted to change our system, improve it, make it faster, smarter, reach more people, and that's where ShipStation came in. With ShipStation, you can easily compare carriers, rates, delivery times, save time with consolidated order management and automated shipping updates for your customers, and maximize your sales with minimal effort. ShipStation integrates with every platform, Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and so on, making it easy to manage your shipping from one simple dashboard. Ship more and grow more with ShipStation. Go to shipstation.com/mook today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. Start today and get set up before the biggest shipping season of the year. That's 2 months free. Go to shipstation.com/mook today. Link is in the description below. Now, back to the video. This thing is filthy. Kevin, why did you get my truck so dirty?
Who's making all that noise?
Needs a wash. There's even raccoon footprints on it. They tried to climb it.
Wow.
Those hackers!
An 89. It's beautiful. Hey, what's up?
What are you doing? I just hadn't gotten to that part.
That's it before you push that.
I needed to see if I could even push it.
Can't push it, can you?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. What's in your wheels then? Hey, Mook, start the truck. You have power steering and an engine that moves.
Fine. All right, time for a bath. Probably for Kevin too.
No. Mook, forgot to close your hood.
I'm working on it, man. I suppose it would also help to turn the water on. No.
What are you gonna do? Mook, you got my scrap metal pile wet.
Good.
What the hell?
Well, if you water it, it grows.
Oh.
And then you get more scrap. Also, I don't have any soap, so this is doing nothing.
All right, Mook, she's all clean.
I more so just evenly distributed the dust and got the large chunks off, so that's good enough for me.
Time to turn wrenches.
Yes.
Where are we starting?
Lifting the bed off of the truck.
Yes.
We're gonna do it smarter this
I
time.
don't know why we didn't do that last
I
time.
don't know, or the time before that, or the time before that, or the time before that, or the time before that. We are lifting the bed off because we need to access the fuel tanks. I am deleting one because I gave it a shot. It failed me. I'm done. Okay? So we're deleting the front one here. And I believe we need to put a new fuel pump in for the system we're putting in.
What system are you putting on?
I think it's behind me. It's a Terminator X!
What you doing, Mook?
Making sure I got the right socket size for these bed bolts.
Oh, popping the old bed off, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what else I should give you?
The impact.
Yeah, the impact. No, just twist that off with your hand. You got pliers, what more do you need?
I'm doing great.
Alright, I'll send you in there.
No, don't touch me, you're gonna... So my hair gets stuck. Don't touch me! My glasses keep falling off.
Oh, those are really doing a lot.
Yeah, they really are.
Here, let me help you. Oh.
I got it. Here we go. It's big loud.
Oh, not spinning. How'd that go?
It's dusty.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Alright, well there's one. Got 4 left. I could do this from below and just like cut the nut and everything, but they're really hard to get to. And there's a bunch of gas tanks down there, which we've proven on this truck love to just not keep fuel in them. Yeah. So I'm just staying here where there's at least a bit of a firewall between me and, you know, death. Alright, it is time. Is it time?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna take her slow. Looks like the front's coming up.
Hang on. Go back down.
Did I lift it?
Oh, they're still attached to the bed underneath here. Alright, we gotta adjust a few things, then we'll be back at it. Kevin, get down from there.
Alright, ready for try 2?
We're gonna try this again. Hang on, let me get the corner still. Dude, what doing?
Let's try.
Seems to be going.
Sweet. Now we just pull the truck forward. We do a big nasty burnout.
Wow. This looks so weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all those out.
That's what you get for not cooperating.
I see why they later went to a design where you bolt them in from the top.
Yeah.
You know, it makes way more sense.
Right. You broke my truck in half.
It's a burnout right
There was a funnel there.
now. Wow! It was teed up and you went 4.
Look at all this space for activities. Look at that.
And this is the rusty half. The front is immaculate.
Dang.
You can still see all the numbers on the back of the bed from factory. To include when this truck was half repainted. You can see the overspray of the darker red here.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove this saddle tank and just run off of one. Plus I want to do dual exhaust, and it'll probably just be easier if I get this out of the way and have room to put new exhaust in. But first, I'm gonna remove this filler neck hose and get all the gas out of it. It's working. Now we wait for that to empty. Here we go. Pulling these tabs out once again. The gas tank is now empty. So we're gonna get this mess off first before we drop the tank and lean it out. This should be it from the connections on top. Now we just gotta get these 2 bolts. All right, here we go. Is it going?
Mm-hmm. It's long.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why it had to be that long.
All right, the straps are free. Okay. There we go. It's out. All right, we're not taking this tank out, but I do need to get in here and replace a few components. So I need a new pump for this tank, for the system that I'm running on this truck. I will need a hammer. Oh!
So, I got called in the shop a little bit. I've been working on some editing stuff. This is something I've always theorized I could do, and sure as snot, we can. We took the old sending unit, took out the low pressure pump, or the original pump, put the 190 liter per hour pump, the Walbro that Holley sent with their kit in. I had to do a little trimming on this base ring just to shove that guy in there. Either get a pigtail, or we use some spade connectors and some heat shrink, and then a chunk of tube with some hose clamps, and that was all mounted. The only problem then was that this used to point this way and it would come down and this float would hit everything. So I took this off and carefully turned that 90 degrees so it's over here now, and it still seems to be making good contact. Everything seems to be working. So yeah, I guess we'll get this back in the pump. Not a huge fan of the 45 we got going on with this
Filters.
yeah, sock. There we go. Thank you, Dad. But it's good enough. It'll be fine. It'll work. It sits like this in the tank on these trucks, so it's gonna pull just fine. There is a tiny little clip. You gotta make sure that you find that guy in the bag and get him on there. And if you order one of these pumps, you might want to make sure that it comes with a pigtail, which ours did not, so order a pigtail as well. Unless you're okay with doing this and hoping for the best. There you go, Mook.
I'm not okay with that. Okay, so now I have to work on taking off the fuel lines. From here all the way up, get that fuel selector valve thing off and the high pressure pump off as well. So we're starting back here and working our way forward. Hopefully. There we go. There, you guys stay in the bucket. There. Okay. Now we just continue this all the way up there. Nice. Ah. Alright, we got the new fuel pump on. They sent us hose and hose clamps, a new sock, and this is ready to go in.
We're gonna need some zipper ties.
Yeah, we are. This isn't gonna fit in the clips that were already on the frame, so we're gonna use some zip ties and make it look real fancy.
Hell yeah. What you got going on here, Mook? This is pretty fancy. Seems like the super easy way to do this too.
Yeah, I'm currently running the return line, the brand new one, up to there.
Oh, Mook.
What?
You put your big stinky face in the way.
I'm trying to work.
Fuel system's done back here.
Okay, so here's all the pieces of the fuel system that I had to remove while the bed was off of the truck. And as you guys saw, the new lines went in and were ran all the way up to here, which obviously we're not complete yet, but we got as far as we needed to. That meant we could put the bed back down after we tested the fuel system. The bed came back down. And now I get to work on taking a lot of these components off and making room for the new system to go on. But I think first I'm gonna remove my hood so it's a little easier to work under here and I have better lighting, both for working and for you guys to see. Oh God, stuck in my truck. Got it. Your turn. It is a heavy hood.
Got it?
I don't know. Why is my truck so wide?
Alright.
Yay.
Not so bad when it's not on the truck.
Yeah.
Spark plug wasn't plugged in again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just chill it. Didn't we discover that last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing just throws its spark plug wires. Now I get to work on taking all this stuff off. There we go. First piece. Alright. Not sure how I didn't see this nest forming on my radiator, but that was a lovely little surprise. You're not part of the build, you have to go. Also, I hope no one's home. Okay. I know this is probably an empty nest, but I don't like wasps. Just get in there. I don't like it. Ew. It's larvae. Ah, I touched it. There's larvae in it. I don't like it. Get it out. Ah! Where's the fire? Out of sight, out of mind. Get out. Go, go, go. Follow the floor. I hate wasps. I hate them. You better not find any more of you in here. I mean it. Here's the thing. I can deal with mice, spiders, snakes, you name it. Wasps? Sometimes even bees. I don't hurt them, but I don't want them buzzing up in my face. I actually even have a few pet spiders. Like, I love spiders. I wish this truck was full of spiders. What kind of a noise was that? Don't make, see, now every noise I hear, now every noise I hear, I'm getting scared. Oh man, I just broke that. What in the world? Everything I touch is breaking. Maybe I'm the reason we can't have nice things. Nah. Watch me break this side too. Yep, it just snapped. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days where I break everything. Ugh. Thank you.
Like your haircut.
Thanks.
I like you cut, G.
Yeah, I cut my hair. I guess I forgot to announce that. I cut my hair. Donated like 14 inches of hair. Can't remember the name of the company though. Oh, so it's also old and brittle. It just breaks so easily. Oh, great. There's another freaking wasp nest. Great. Broke something else. Oh, it freaking broke. I swear, I can just look at those and they break. I don't know. Oh man. Punched the firewall on that one. Oh jeez, what the?
Let's all watch Mook break all the connectors.
It's gonna be every single one of them.
Don't break it, Mook.
It's gonna break.
Don't break it, Mook.
It's 40-year-old plastic and it was from Texas. It's gonna break. Oh, son of a bitch.
Did you break it?
Yes. I didn't break that one. Okay, got the bolts out for the feel rail and now I'm just prying it out.
Some of this we'll have to retain for air conditioning and the gauges on the dash, I believe. It's all different per vehicle. But for now, so that we can get in here a little better, we're just gonna unplug the whole harness and pull it out. Holley should have us covered with the Terminator system for most of it.
Hang on.
Get some cut.
Yeah.
Good.
On this side.
We'll take this out and trim this down for use later. Ah, looks like an 80s truck now. Early 80s.
Definitely looks more familiar.
Yeah.
That last intake bolt does not want to come out.
Yeah, he's all corroded from the water being right next to him. You're gonna be a fun little guy, aren't you?
It's like a wiggly tooth.
Alright, you grab the front, I'll grab the back.
Are we gonna set it up here?
Yeah,
Guess
unless
it's-
we can't just go all the way out.
Oh, it's not bad.
No, it's
There goes all
aluminum.
the coolant though. Alright, now these valley gasket things that never cooperate. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that.
And that's why you use RTV, kids. You can see where the oil was flowing over the top of them.
I'm gonna try to get this one. Oh, look at that.
Wow, yeah, that one was sealing for sure. Holy crap. What now, Mook?
Valve covers. I unbolted this one already.
Is your dipstick bolted to the valve? Okay, no, it's not. Wow, those definitely sealed. Not. Those should have been like effort to take off.
I don't think you need all of those extensions, Kevin.
I need all of the extensions, Mook. Alright, so usually this is like, and like peels RTV, right?
That was literally just sitting there.
It would have blown off in a small wind.
Alright, now to just clean the gasket surfaces. And everything else, and Kevin.
What?
How's that look? So, I took a super scraper to all the gasket surfaces and we chased the threads so that the intake bolts can torque down properly without that debris in there. We have to make a parts run because we do not have any valve cover gaskets here in the shop, surprisingly, with all the 302s we deal with.
Had everything else.
Yeah. So I figured now's a good time to go get a new alternator. So we gotta take that off, then run to O'Reilly's for a few other parts that we need.
Mook, what do now?
I'm taking the smog pump out.
Oh, why do?
Because we ain't need it.
That's true. Amen. We're gonna take that out to get all these hoses and bullshit over here, all that back there off the engine. Free up a whole bunch of room in the engine bay. Right, Mook?
Yeah. Oh dang, that's a big one, Kevin. Poor man's supercharger. Look how big of a fish I caught.
That's a good fish, Mook.
We're eating good tonight. Get out of here.
What do you got there, Mook? A box of fireworks?
I chose my weapon.
Oh my
The
god.
warrior intake manifold.
That thing is straight out of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
Holley!
Well, thank you to them.
Yeah, thank you, Holley.
You need help?
Nah. I found the way in. Stop it! Stop it! Stop! This is a weapon, remember? Alright, let's get the gaskets ready to go and get the RTV and everything.
Yes. Voila.
One down.
The gasket covered in RTV on each side. I need to make sure I catch the head gaskets in these little grooves, and that should hold it in place. That was also missed when the engine was put together previously.
Kevin said, I want a challenge, I want to drop this on.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to appropriately reach this, but here we go.
I'm too short. Hey, you take it easy. Even Kevin had to get a steppy stool.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I would have been hacked.
All right, let's get some bolts in her, Mook.
Woohoo! Alright, now we are just loosely putting the bolts in until the RTV sets, and then we will work on torquing these down.
One thing to note though, when you are torquing down Ford intakes, they have a V shape that they sit in. As you can see, these heads are sitting in a V, and the bolts torque straight down. They don't torque perpendicular to the head, but rather straight down. That likes to work the intake down into that V, and they are a son of a gun to get the torque. So make sure when you hit your final torque, like Mook said, go over it 2-3 times. Just take your time, because even if you do all the bolts, there's going to be one that wiggled or flexed a bit on its way down. So other engines are superior in their design that they are perpendicular to the head, but these small block Fords, for all their greatness, do have that one crappy part where it takes some time and a lot of RTV to get an intake to properly seal. But done right, like we did today, you'll be good to go. What you got, Mook? 10?
They're getting to 10.
So Mook is following the X pattern right now that's in our instructions. You can see it there. And I bet, even though she's done the centers already to 10, once all the others are done and she goes back to 10, they click again. Or they don't click again, sorry. Yep, whole eighth of a turn there. All that's coming from those bolts being at that goofy, like 45-degree angle. Takes some time, but once she's in there, she'll stay.
That's just the way the intake bolts crumble. Alright. It took 3 passes, but they're tight and they're good. I'm gonna check it again in the morning after it sits all night. Good morning! It's the next day, so I am going to double check the torque values on my intake bolts before I move on to anything else. Woohoo! Those are checked. So, since I'm in the process of putting some rather shiny parts on the truck, figured I should probably get these bad boys all shined up too, so they don't look out of place. I'm gonna go clean these up. I don't like them.
Mook, I've been dreading this part for the whole week, is taking these headers off. And we did just touch this off camera. But I reached in here with a 14 mil wrench. And that one's literally loose, like finger tight. This one, finger tight. The little studded washers that are supposed to hold them in are all rounded up and goofed up from being taken off before. So I'm guessing since they didn't replace those, instead of holding themselves in place and then rusting to infinity and getting stuck and snapping off, they had no retention. So they did the other thing exhaust studs do, and they just backed out. So yeah, let's take all these off.
I gotta get this valve cover out of here, it's too ugly.
Get heck out.
I cleaned you up for nothing. You're bending my heat shield.
Heck, them heat shields.
I got this guy out with a whole bunch of crap. Do you want this?
No, that's okay. You can keep it.
You can have it.
Oh, thanks. I always wanted one of these.
Happy Holley. Wow. That's how you feel about my gift?
Yep. No offense, it just sucked.
How's that side going?
All of these are finger tight.
Oh.
Like, I don't know how this didn't leak. It had a gasket in there, and the gasket's seen better days.
You wanna know my theory?
What's that?
I think it was just so coated in oil that
I mean,
everything was sealed.
That may literally be part of it. Each one of these bolts we take out, usually they're like red and crusty. These ones are like wet. Like where's the last one you just pulled out?
This is the last one I just pulled out. It is just coated in oil.
So yeah, you want your headers to come off really easy. Don't put valve cover gaskets on. All right, Mook. Your exhaust is unbolted in like 15 minutes.
You know what time it is now, Kevin?
No, what time it is?
It's
like,
Sawzall time.
Oh, I was gonna say like 5:30.
No, it's Sawzall time. Stop farting. You need new manifolds.
Exhaust manifolds.
Alright, let's cut the pipes back there. Get these manifolds out of here.
Welcome to my point of view. As you'll notice right here, there's a reman tag dated 2005. So it turns out this motor was put in sometime around then. Interesting. Huh, Mook?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Have your people back.
Hi, people. Oh, it already escaped. Wow. Sad exhaust.
There you go, Mook.
Yeah.
She's tubeless.
Oh. Do you guys remember this man?
Have you seen this man?
If you don't, that's my brother Isaac. He's actually helped me on this truck before. Do you remember that?
Wait, what was it in? Oh yeah, the shocks, wasn't it? They're still in there.
Yeah, they are. You did a good job.
Look at that.
Anyway, he's gonna help me working on this truck today. Right now, we're getting the exhaust manifolds on. Isaac, open that.
Okay.
Let's see how pretty they are.
There.
Oh, heck yeah. So we just spent some time cleaning up the engine side, the gasket surface for these guys. And so now we're gonna work on getting our new gaskets and exhaust manifolds on there and go from there. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Wow! I'll get the gasket. The other side's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, train agrees. Grab the back one a bit.
Is it going on?
I think so. Here, let it go quick. Yeah, it's being held.
There we go.
Alright, let's get the rest of the bolts in there and move to the other side. Oh gosh, I don't know how well this is gonna go. Oh no, we tried this the first time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
Let's try one more time from the bottom.
Okay, we're just gonna get hurt again though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god. Did we get it?
Uh,
Oh my god.
why didn't that work the first time?
We got it. Hey, you stay there.
Oh,
If I drop the bolt, it's your job to get it.
I'll put it in my mouth.
Does that end tilt up anymore?
No, it's up against the undercarriage. Oh,
God, what just happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Isaac's here to help us for a while, so get ready for double the chaos.
Yeah,
What's it hitting right now?
it's kind of pinched between that undercarriage wedge and one of the spark plugs.
Okay, so we're running into this issue where it's hitting this heat shield on the... Right there, yeah. I was trying to see if my camera would focus on the scuff marks. So yeah, it's hitting that, and I think once we put some well-placed dents in that, we'll be able to sneak the manifold in much easier and align it up against the surface over here. So go ahead, Isaac, see what you can do.
Give her hell.
Give her a heck. It's pretty dusty.
Pretty dusty.
Alright, we're gonna see how this fits now. That seems much better. How does it look down
I
there?
think it's still touching. Oh, it's just barely still touching.
I think a little bit more then.
Yeah, just a tiny bit more.
Alright. One last adjustment, then we should be able to...
Adjustment.
Adjustment, that's the technical term for it. Then we should be able to bolt these on.
I think she's in.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space there too.
First bolt is threaded in. I think it needs to go up.
Oh,
Yeah.
you sure?
No? Are you able to reach that back bolt at all?
Probably.
We'll try to hold the headers. Can you move the flashlight so we can see if it's lining up?
Do I have the flashlight down here?
Oh, I have it! I thought you had it, my bad. Okay, it should hold it now. Okay. We're gonna get these bolts in and hopefully never touch this again. Alright, look at that. We finished installing those and torquing all the bolts down on both sides. Only took what, like 4 hours?
5 maybe.
Yeah. Now it's time to get this shiny new alternator on, along with the new belts that I got because I deleted my smog pump down there. Let's get this alternator on.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, we got the bolts ready?
Nope.
Sweet. Looky there. There we go.
Is it going?
Yeah. Going away.
No.
I beat you.
Yeah? That's pretty impressive.
Alright, so now we just follow the diagram, but without the pump down there, so. Here we go! Starting with the crankshaft. Okay. And then this wraps right there. Goes down to power steering. Now I need this.
As far as it goes. Oh, much easier.
I don't want to just like tear this belt apart on the side. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna wrangle this on here and we'll get back to you.
Oh, I ripped it. Oh, hi.
What you doing?
Nothing. Staying professional.
Hello.
Hi.
So, if you look right here, you'll see that the belt is in fact installed. It took all 3 of us, but we got it.
I don't remember if we mentioned the length, but I would have went a ½ inch longer.
I think we got 88.5 or just 88. Anyway, so we got that on, and now is the time to wrap up little things before we work on getting the throttle body and everything on. So we got the fuel pressure regulator mounted on the wall over there with just the feed line up to it right now. We got these 3 guys installed on the intake here. So there's 2 coolant sensors there, as you see. One is actually for my dash, and then the other is for the computer that comes with this system. And then Kevin wired my alternator in. Thank you.
I also stripped back your wiring harness, which was the more noticeable feat.
Over there.
These 89s are right in the sweet spot where all the dash and body controls don't run off computers. They're all still manual, just like this. So they still follow that from like the protocol of the 70s, if you will. So all we needed to do to retain temperature and oil pressure on the dash was to hook up those sensors. So right here we have temperature, oil pressure. They're not hooked up right now, but they're chilling down here. And the AC kick wire, which hopefully will all still work. Everything else was to run the actual motor. It was all injectors and throttle body sensors and stuff like that. And it's all gone now because we don't need it. And we're rendering that ECU obsolete, which unlike the 98 Mustang, we just did a similar swap on. Well, we put a Coyote in it. But I had pulled the ECU out of that car, and a lot of the systems in the car run through the ECU, so it was a problem. But this sucker still has a switch in the HVAC to turn the AC on. The alternator and oil and fuel and everything still run directly to the dash on their own proprietary sensors. The fuel system and all the body controls are all completely separate from the ECU. So with the exception of maybe an engine light, which is easy enough to fix if it even has one when we turn it on, we can run the engine itself off of a whole different ECU and still retain all the body functions of the truck very easily.
Are our lights going out?
Nah, they'd just be flicking. I don't know if that made sense, but long story short, it's really easy in these trucks. Just retain everything you need for your dash controls and your AC, and everything else will work just fine.
So I think the next few steps are install my dipstick first and foremost.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Before more stuff gets in the way, because we actually forgot that before headers went on. And then I think after that, it's valve cover gaskets to get that sealed up. We have to do some customization on those first. We actually pulled some valve covers out of a storage unit that were originally on, I believe, a Mustang.
Yeah, Fox body.
And so they don't have a PCV.
It's in the intake, I think, if I remember right, which I remembered too late.
Yeah, and so we got to drill a hole, and I bought a grommet and a PCV out of, for what, a Chevelle or something? A Caprice.
Yeah, just 70s Chevy PCV.
Just something to make this all work. And I still have to plug that.
The last remnant of your smog system. We also need to figure out something for this TV cable. On C6 and C4s and GM 350s and 400s, they're all vacuum referenced to know when to shift and whatnot. But this one, that valve that's ran by the vacuum is ran by a physical cable. And if this is set wrong, if it's set too loose,
explodes.
yeah, it just melts the transmission. All the clutches go bye-bye because there's no line pressure to clamp them down. So this controls your line pressure. The further this pulls, the higher the line pressure, the harder it clamps the clutches and shifts and stuff. So
It has to be a very precise and exact ratio, like
Yeah.
throttle to
it has to
shift
move
and
exactly as
everything.
much as the throttle
Otherwise,
cable.
my transmission is done for. Within a few miles even.
Yeah. Anywho,
All right, let's get to it.
what are we doing next? Oh, valve covers?
Dipstick.
What'd you call me?
You heard me. I said what I said. So is this the proper installation?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure? Because it kind of looks like it goes to nowhere.
That's the point. You just, here. Fuel injection.
Wow.
It's injecting fuel into the intake.
Brilliant. All right, when you're done with that, I'm gonna have you stand up here, and I'm gonna try to squeeze underneath, and we're gonna get the dipstick in its spot.
That's gonna be not fun.
No, it's not.
All right, away you go.
So before you assume that Kevin's just hecking around and playing with Play-Doh, this is actually a pretty good trick. We need to drill a hole for my PCV in these valve covers, and he's doing a test to see if we have enough clearance. So he puts some Play-Doh in there. We're gonna see if there's any vents in it when he pulls it off.
We've got tons of clearance to put a PCB up there.
Woohoo!
There you go. 4 more steps. All right, there we go.
How's it?
Like a glove.
Like a glove?
Like a glove.
Does it run like a glove?
Runs like a glove.
Alright, here's the first gasket.
Double-sided RTV on gasket.
Kevin makes weird noise at valve covers. Check.
Check. What you doing? Just breathing up here?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on you.
Stop wasting all my air.
Don't forget to tell Kevin that he's a pish. Alright, other side. Second valve cover gasket. Don't mess it up, Kevin.
Try to out too.
Thank you. Gotta wash the powder coating, Kevin.
Bing bong.
Phoenix did an amazing job on that.
He did.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Where do people go to get such a good job done around here, Mook?
That's Phoenix's powder coating in Nevada, Iowa.
He also has a YouTube channel.
What'd it be, Kevin?
Wrench and Redneck. Alright, Mook, it's good to go.
Okay, we're just getting the last few hoses hooked up here and there. We got the heater hoses all figured out. I'm getting the upper radiator hose on right now. It's coming together. Alright, installing the throttle body now. This is the last stud that needs to be tightened down. So what you do is you take 2 nuts right up next to each other like that. And then if you do it right, it should tighten the stud down. There's the studs. Gasket number 1. Spacer. Gasket number 2. And the star of the show. There we go. There's the last nut.
So you may have noticed the distributor was not in while Mook was putting our throttle body on. And the reason for that is that Mallory, 1999 Mallory distributor actually had a machining issue where it would not drop into the block all the way. So I had to go take 10 thousandths off the very end of the shaft for it to engage around the oil pump. And once I did that, it went right in. So Mook's cleaning up our hold down right now. Yeah. This is just temporary. In the next video, we're going to be swapping that out to a computer controlled distributor that'll be ran by our Holley Sniper or Holley Terminator X.
Big fancy.
Big fancy. Looks pretty damn good in here, Mook.
It does.
I'm impressed.
It's like 11 p.m.
You'll have them.
And we're gonna do the setup part of this, which is on this little screen down here.
Hopefully. We've got this thing roughed, and I mean roughed into the truck. There's our ECU. He needs mounted yet. There's the harness, but that'll all be behind the glove box. That one red wire will be tucked up in there, but I want to go to bed. Everything runs over here. And then, whoop, that's it. That's the only bit of harness you can see from the whole inner side of the cab. And if we come out front, Mook's put a couple hours of work in. Made us some plug wires because we didn't have any of those style on hand. I've got everything wired up. Make sure your power source comes directly from the battery for both the harness and the ECU. This little doodad here, that's our key essentially, because remember, all super temporary. Just want to go to bed. There's no fuel relay. It's just this wire, which I'll hook up in time. Should be everything we need to make this thing make 2 seconds of noise tonight. Oh, minus a map sensor, which is a vacuum line that runs the ECU, which I forgot to do. It'll probably be fine. There's also no O2 sensor, so This thing's pretty much clueless besides RPM. That's actually all it will have is RPM and coolant temp sensor. Good luck, little Holley. This takes a little bit, but essentially we're going to turn the key on and go through the setup menu to tell this ECU what engine it's running.
And there's a bunch of these steps.
A bunch of steps, and once that's all done, we'll hit the key. Ready, Mook?
Oh no, I'm running out of pictures. Okay, there's more.
Turn the key, let's see if this turns on, and then we'll do all the setup off camera, because I want to make sure we get it right. Hey! Alright, let's do our TPS auto set and run through all the settings. Wow, that was fast. Alright, cycle the ignition. Alright. And we gotta do a TPS auto set like it said in the beginning. We went through the wizard first. Read me the prompts. I think I gotta go move the throttle. Alright, Mook. Time to see how good I am at wiring and how good you are at plug wires. Alright, fuel pump's running. Hit it, Mook. To be fair, I don't even know if our coil works. I got it off a shelf. Alright, Mook. Hit it.
Cranky.
Let's advance it a little bit. Go ahead, Mook.
Cranky. I'm losing battery.
I know. Why is this not doing anything?
Morning, Kevin.
Morning, Mook.
We came in and redid our initial timing, firing order, all that. And we got a vacuum line from O'Reilly's for the map sensor. So, we're gonna try to fire this.
Yes.
We did not charge batteries or booster packs last night because we were exhausted, so.
And dumb.
Yeah, so we'll see how far we get.
I'm pretty sure we're experiencing an ignition issue because even if I spray a little supplemental fuel in it, which would make it run like a carburetor, it doesn't run. So, hopefully that's resolved. I also took the ballast resistor out, which was threatening to catch on fire. Hit it. Get a shot of fuel.
Whoa!
That ran better. Now we just need to keep running. This is the thing I've seen a lot of these systems do is not get enough fuel. Alright, try that. We're spinning counterclockwise. And this will advance the timing. Go ahead. Turn your key off and back on again.
That's the longest it's ran. Whoa.
It's not giving it any fuel. Go ahead.
Okay, key off. Key on. Cranky. What's that?
I don't know. Just solenoid sounds like. Whoop. Whew, that stinks. Well, the coil didn't love that. Should go boom.
Oh.
Well, Mook, it ran for a second.
It ran for a very
I
short
wouldn't say
amount
it
of time.
actually ran. It's not fueling for some reason, but we don't have a laptop. Or actually, we have a laptop. We don't have a CAN bus cord to change any of the settings in the Terminator. Or half of the other stuff we need, like the correct ignition system, or an O2 bung never got welded onto the headers before they got installed, and we need a new starter and a new key.
This episode, I mostly just wanted to make some noise, and it did. It wasn't happy about it, but it made noise. We've got a list of things that I need to get and improve before I can drive this, obviously. Next episode will be improving this and getting this TV cable situation figured out so that I can drive it.
Was it not cranking, or what was taking?
No, I literally would hold the key
And the
all the way
lights would come
forward.
on?
The lights are on. Well, the key on, lights come on.
The extra lights came on.
Yep. And then I'd go to crank, and it would sit there. And just that last time, it never even tried. So I turned the key all the way off again, put the key back on, went to crank, and that's when that thing popped.
I mean, I took the ballast resistor out thinking that might have been part of the problem. But,
Apparently, that was the safety net.
yeah. Which, I mean, it lowers the voltage to the coil. For the record, I don't think any of these issues are the Terminator X. It's, as far as I can tell, working appropriately. More than likely, that coil, or there's something with the dual points distributor that something's not quite reading correctly. And I'm assuming, did you ever look at the gauge? Did it ever say RPM when it was cranking?
It said stall.
It never thought it was spinning. So it's never gonna give it fuel. That yellow wire is supposed to be a mag pickup to like tell it that it has RPM, but
These
who knows? This
components
thing's
are-
weird and clearly dead. So,
Yeah, these components are just not getting along.
all right. So much for band-aids. Let's wait for the parts to get here and do it right.
Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode of Junkyard Mook. Thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. Thank you so much to Kevin for all your help in this episode, and my brother Isaac, thank you as well. You guys will be seeing more of Isaac on this channel and Kevin's channel in the upcoming future here. He will be working for us for a bit. And of course, thank you to Holley for helping me on this build. I cannot wait to get this truck up, running and driving, so I can once again be daily in this thing. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!